Okay, hello everybody. How you doing? Here we are. Myself, Red Redfern, alongside me today. I have got Collins Manor, Andy Burks, and the lovely Ivy Mix from the USA. How are we all doing? And today we are going to be looking at the big one, the one we've all been waiting for, which is OMail. This is the first product that we as founders will be using in the new back office. And it is also probably going to be the first product that any customers will be using as well. So we're going to have a big in-depth look at OMail, see what it's going to do for us. We're going to run through it and we're going to give you as much feedback about this product as possibly we can do. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. So just wait one moment, please. And we're going to go straight over to the website. Just bear with me. There we go. Okay, so all this information is coming from the official website of OnPassive. There's no mystery about any of this at all. And we are going to be looking at our very own OMail. So then, before we start looking at the technical side of OMail, what we want to do is we're going to have a little bit of an overview, so know more about OMail. OMail is a web email platform created by OnPassive. The platform enables the user to exchange communication and gives them a unique experience of communicating effortlessly. OMail has various features that make it the best email platform and prove to be a significant competitor in the global market. And we all know that there is many to choose from at the moment, but OMail really does stand head and shoulders above the rest. And we're going to get into all that techie bits and pieces with the panel here today. It has AI technology in the domain-based OMail and has intelligent features like ultimate storage, online and offline calendars, integration and email synchronization across multiple devices, import contacts and addresses from existing email addresses to the name a few from the platter of various features and offered by the email platform. Moreover, OMail users are given many options to create an email, customize it according to their preferences, enable notifications across multiple devices, schedule emails, and a lot more. OMail strives to provide the best experience to its users by providing them with the latest updates in the email platform, creating existing and long-term relationships with the users. And as we well know, this is actually a very important part of what OnPassive is doing as a whole, okay, is to make sure we have that retention of the customer base. So OMail is skillfully designed and universal web mail for business, capable of managing an ultimate number of mail accounts from various providers, allowing for smart push notifications and group emailing while enabling personalization across multiple email accounts. So it really is not just for the personal user, it is also for business users as well. OMail comes with a wide range of visual and technical features, swipe actions and menus, action bars and buttons, colors and themes. As a next-gen mailing tool, it delivers robust capabilities to your team. OMail data centers have top-notch security and surveillance with a reliable 99.9% uptime. I mean, that is pretty amazing that we can manage to stay up online with the amount of users that we are going to have in OMail. OMail domains-based email has integrated calendar that automatically syncs your events and updates it on the fly. Plan events, invite your contacts, and set reminders with unmatched ease. Setting your calendar has never been this easy, allowing you to find the perfect balance in planning your daily and weekly schedules. Loving it already. So we're going to start running through some of the features here. Unlimited storage, as we said in that write-up, that is already there. Access online and offline calendars. We can also sync emails across multiple devices, import contacts from any of your existing email contact lists that you have had already, and also customize and enable notifications. So let's have a look then at the FAQs. We'll start running through these, and then I'm going to throw it out to you guys, what this means to you about OMail itself and what you are looking for in a mail platform. Now, we all have choices, and this is the reason that you guys are here today, is to give us your view of what you are looking for in a mail application. But before we do that, there is a few technical parts that some of you guys out there might actually not know. You might see them on your email. You know they're there. You know, how many times do we look at things in front of us on emails, etc.? It's got writing, it's got abbreviations, but we actually don't really know what they are, do we? So some of this content here is going to help you understand a little bit more about what you are seeing on that email when you are making it. So what does CC and BCC mean? So CC is a carbon copy, whereas BCC is a blind carbon copy. Now, I know what this means. I definitely know what Collins knows what it means. So I'm going to hand over to Collins. So Collins, can you put this into layman's terms for us, please?
Yes, right. Just thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come again and to discuss about OMail. Yeah, we're talking about CC and BCC, which is the carbon copy, which stands for CC. And just for instance, so if I send an email in a layman term, I said, okay, I want to send this email to Red, which is the recipient. I said, okay, all right, I want to copy Andy Berg, which is CC. What will happen? Red will see that I've sent this email as well, copy Andy Berg to that email. So it gives you that visualization that this email has also been sent to XYZ. So Red, who is the recipient, will see, and most companies use that because sometimes you send it and you said, okay, I want multiple users to see that, understand that I've sent this email to this particular person. Now, when you talk about BCC, it's blind copy. So if I send, for instance, the email to Red, and I don't want Red to see that I've sent this email to Andy, I can select BCC, which is a blind carbon copy of that email. So Andy will know that, okay, yes, I've sent this email, but two of them will not really recognize that this email went to this. The recipient will not even see that the email went to this particular person.
Okay, thanks very much, Collins. We're going to move on now. We've had that explanation on that. So is email secure? Security nowadays in the internet space is really one of our main concerns. How many times do we hear about hacking and scamming and all these types of terminology? So one of the main things that people are looking for is security, and more especially for your emails. So is email secure? The security encryption of your email will depend on the email service provider that you use. Now, I can tell you that the OMail is our very, very own mail. Okay, it's not a third party. It is not one that's been farmed out. It is through our very own servers. So the security part of what OMail has within itself, not only is the encryption of the email secure, but also how it is delivered is very, very secure. Now, some providers like Proton Mail use end-to-end encryption, which means only you and the recipient can read the contents of an email. Now, before I go over to Andy Burke's, Ivy, now you're a user of emails. I presume that you have got your own email at the moment.
Yes.
Is this security something that you would be looking at as from a user point of view? You use your own email at the moment, you might be happy with it, what it features or the rest of it. But obviously, if something new comes along, is this going to be an important factor for you as a user to look at if it is going to be more secure than the existing one that you are using?
Yes, it would be very important to me because I've had situations where I've been hacked through an email, and it's really, in fact, that's one of the most important things I'll be looking for the security, more than anything else. The security is so important.
Thanks very much, Ivy. I mean, it is so important nowadays, isn't it? I mean, we hear these stories, but from a business point of view, Andy, I suppose security is really right high up there on their agenda.
Absolutely, Red. Let me put this into perspective and give you an indication as to a financial services company. Now, we would send, or the company would send out statements to their clients. Now, it's extremely important that those clients get that information, and it's therefore the system at the moment means that they send 2 or 3 emails out, one with a PDF which is locked, and then another email with a password that you have to go through. This is time consuming. Now, if you've got an end-to-end encryption by saying to your customers, look, come on to OMail, we're going to send you a statement that you can look at, no problem at all. You're part of OMail as well, and therefore I don't need the password. I don't need to get a password for the PDF or for the file that I'm sending through. But the other huge thing about it is that it means that the network builds. And as that network builds, the companies can use OnPassive for so many other things as well. But yes, security is a massive issue for us, and it would be a massive time saver too.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Andy. So what should I do actually if I do get hacked? Now, this is a very good question. A lot of people get very nervous, don't they, about this sort of thing. Well, obviously, the first thing to do is to change your password, because it means that somebody somehow has got your password. You should have a separate and authentic password. It should be easy to guess, I remember, and it should be used for other emails. So, Collins, I know that there is a recommended time that people should actually change their password on a regular basis. Can you give us some more information about this?
Yes, right. Yeah. So it's always advisable for you to change it. Some companies will say changing once a month. Some will say changing once every 3 months. And sometimes I always based on my own way I do things, when I'm not really comfortable at it, I can change my password. So sometimes I just feel like, no, there's something really fishy. I just go about and change my password straight away. But the recommended time is change it every month, every week. And whenever you notice something fishy, just go ahead and change it. Some company will even prompt you and just ask you to reset your password. Some will give you every month, or after every 3 months, they will ask you for a password reset, which is a good thing. It's just for security reasons.
Thanks very much, Collins. And Ivy, I know you're probably like me, just a user of emails, and rightly or wrongly, we've probably got the same password for many things that we do online because it's the easiest thing to do. But having the security, knowing that it's going to be a lot harder, that's got to be a good thing, I would imagine, isn't it? That we don't have to worry so much about it with OMail because of the encryption of having our own servers. It makes us feel a lot more secure. And as you rightly said before, that that is your number one thing because of what has happened before for you. Just talk to us a little bit about when you did have that problem with your email. Did you have to go through a long-winded process to secure yourself once again?
Just wanted to ask you, how did you know that I've had one email for years, not months, for years, and we know we've been hearing that we have to change it, but can you imagine the ease that you don't have to bother about it anymore? And then also we have been told to use all these asterisks and all that. You just want to spell the name of your dog, Shaggy number 2, and put it on. So now with the ease that we're going to have through OMail, I have cried. In fact, at this very moment, I'm buying an Apple computer because I hear that's the only one that you do not have to worry about being hacked and all that. So can you imagine the ease of so many people who cannot buy an Apple, and then you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. I worry daily. And I did not even know that this was a feature. I'm sorry, but I'm happy to learn that we're going to be having something like that.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Now, obviously, a lot of these questions are related to all emails that are out there. That isn't specific to OMail, but we're just going to run through these first, and then we are going to run through some of the features of what OMail are going to give us as a user, which is really what this whole presentation is here to do. But I believe that it's important to explain some of these things now for you, the users out there. They're probably things that you probably didn't even know had anything to do with your email. But as they say, knowledge, is a good thing. And the more knowledge you have, then the more chance you have of knowing what is going on. So when we are setting up emails, they run on different systems, and as we've got here, we've got a thing called an IMAP and a POP3. So we're going to have a quick little look at this and explain what the differences to them are. Now, a POP3 and IMAP both are incoming email protocols, and in POP3, email gets downloaded from the mail server to the devices, and the identical mail is then deleted from the server, and here there is only one copy of that mail available on the device. Now, Collins is nodding his head vigorously here because he knows all about this. This is where OMail comes into its fore. Now, we have already just said that it is a dedicated email only for OnPassive. Okay, that we know about. And hang on, transcript live. I'm going to put that on now. Just wait 1 second, sorry. And see if I've got the transcript. If not, sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to work out how to put the transcript on. No, sorry, I can't work it out, Lynn. I'm afraid at the moment. So obviously with OMail, we have got our own servers. So it's not a question of we are using a third party where we are sending a mail to somewhere else. It goes to them and then it goes down to the recipient. Everything is in-house that we are using. So Collins, just explain a little bit about the POP3 and the IMAP, and then also go into why we are going to be so different with having everything in-house and using our own service, please.
Yes, thank you, Red. Yeah, as you just said, the POP, which is the Post Office Protocol version 3, and we're having the IMAP, which is the Internet Message Access Protocol. So they are two different. So as you already said, we've already mentioned it and defined it here, where you have just one device, and you normally with the POP3, it's just the server, because you're accessing that email on a single device. So you access it on a single device. So most of the information will be deleted from the server and you just have it downloaded on your device. The advantage of the POP3 is that you can have large amount of emails, which is correct. But again, you can have large amount of emails to access them. And again, to those who have low internet connectivity, they can still read their email online without any problem. That's one of the benefits of POP3. But with iMac, you can access that email on multiple devices. So with that, the email is still stored in the server, but you can access it on your mobile phone, you can access it on your tablet or any other devices. But as Red said, we already have in-house server and everything. It is well protected. So with whatever we use, we shouldn't be worried about it because POP is the wide use communication tools, which we're using it for internet to access email in online. But again, when we look at the server and everything, because we have our server, which is well protected, driven by AI, and we have all our database all encrypted, both are still very, very good. It just depends on the two devices and which one you are using. But businesses will come because a lot of people who are, they have businesses and they want to access their email from every location. All of them are still good. Both services are still good. And I believe we have both, which is good for us.
Thanks very much. Now, we're going to go on to our email addresses case sensitive. Now, I always thought they were, back in the day, and Ivy, if you've had your email for as long as I probably have had mine, I can remember in the early days, everything had to be in lowercase. Now I'm going back to the 90s now. But obviously that's all changed now. You can have lower and upper capitals now and all sorts. It's not case sensitive anymore. And irrespective of how you type it, that email gets delivered. So with any email provider, I believe that is true. And with OMail, that is going to be the case as well, as far as I'm aware. Let's move on then to a couple of other things which I picked up on here. As far as our email of OMail is concerned here. Spam. Now, why do some emails go to spam? And the main reasons emails go to spam is that the message may contain several links or many receivers in that BCC section that we talked about earlier. Now, spam is a huge problem with everyone's email. I don't know about you guys, but certainly I spend a couple of minutes every single day deleting some sort of spam out of my email folders. Now, Andy, from a business point of view, if you were offered a mailing system that was completely spam free, would that be something that would interest a business?
Oh, absolutely, Red. When you have an in-house server for the email system that you get, as soon as it's linked to something that you've requested from somewhere, all of a sudden you're inundated with spam. And most of the companies that I've worked for don't have a spam box as such in their email system, but we still get lots and lots of emails that you've got to try and trawl through and work out which is which and get rid of the ones that aren't, and then somehow find a way to block them from ever coming again, because you wake up in the morning and there's 600 emails, 400 of which are nothing to do with you. So absolutely, it's a time saver for a start.
Thanks very much. And Ivy, for you as well, you're a user, a personal user, the same as I am, of emails. Do you get a lot of spam into your existing ones at the moment? And if you were offered another mail provider that can guarantee to be spam free, would this interest you?
Absolutely, I'll run for it, because now even when you block the spam, you find out that I don't know how they find another address or another way to send you another message. So it's nonstop. So it's very, very essential that I do not get any spam in my email.
Fantastic. And let's expand on this a little bit, because it is a very good subject as far as the user is concerned about what they are looking for in a email provider. And Omail really is knocking this out the park. Omail will guarantee to be spam free. Now you're probably thinking, how can they guarantee it to be spam free? Because it is going to be on an approved basis. Now, every time that anybody sends a mail to Omail, you decide to approve it or to not approve it. Okay. And that means that if you don't approve it, you will never get another email from that email address again. But if you do approve it, it means that you are happy to receive mail from that recipient. No other email provider has this type of system. It is unique and only proprietary to Omail. And I believe that it's going to be taken up by so many people because of this unique feature to guarantee having a spam-free webmail service that you could rely on. Not only that, there is other features as well within Omail. You can automatically have designated mails go to designated folders within your email client. Now, when I receive emails at the moment, I have to physically transfer them into a file. Now, I know, Andy, from a business point of view, if you can pre-select various emails to go into different folders, how much time consuming would that, it would take out a lot of time for that individual and the company, because it would go straight into that folder.
When you're limited for time, Red, what you do is you break down your requirements, your daily needs, in A, B's and C's. So A's are the important ones, you need to deal with them straight away, B's and C's. When you've got your emails sorted out into a system that says, I'm going to receive them in these various files, you'll know as they go into the files exactly which ones need to be dealt with, A, B and C. So it's a time saver. And the fact that it's not going into one folder and then you have to, like you say, move everything, again, it's a time saver. We spend so much time wasted running around dealing with emails and telephone calls, and half the time it's wasted time purely from the point of view that it was not necessary. So if we're able to split these things into the relevant areas that we want them to go straight away, oh my God. Fantastic.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Andy. Now, there's also another feature as well that Omail is got within the files section, which we're talking about now, that is password locked. How good is that for security? Not only are we saying we have one of the most secure mail providers out there, but we're also saying that you can actually have a recipient going straight into a locked file. Now you're probably thinking, well, why would I need that? And mainly the main reason for that is every single place that you work or in your family, there is prying eyes. And if you have sensitive information that you want to be secured, that people can't read it, for instance, if you leave your device and it's still open, they can go to there, then you can have that email from your bank, for instance, from your job or where it means, goes directly straight into a locked file. Now, before I go to Collins, Ivy, if you had one of these folders that is locked and you wanted to set it up to receive emails directly from your bank or from your employee that nobody else could get into it, That's got to be a lot of peace of mind, doesn't it?
It will be. It's amazing. I didn't know. Now I'm getting more interested because I've had those kind of issues. So I would really like that.
And Collins, obviously, you do the technical side of a lot of these. This is what you are. You're a tech guy. Now, to be able to set this up in the first place, to have it within a mail provider, that must have taken a lot of work just to get that one feature in there because of the coding that needed to go into OMail just to have that one folder password locked. You know, these guys, they know what they're doing, don't they?
Really, yeah, Red, that is really true. It's really, you know, a lot of work going through because you need to take into consideration other functionality before you build it. So by the time you implement that and you integrate it within that structure, it can break a lot of stuff, can just destroy a lot of work that you've gone through. So it's a really thoughtful process, how you will build that, how you integrate it, what type of APIs you call in, the database structure that information is going in. It's not just like simple lock you see, but everything is just going seamlessly from one end to the other. And to make sure when you integrate it, it becomes successful when you're using it. So it's really massive work for to do.
Thanks very much. Okay, this next one is where actually are emails stored. Now, we talked about POP3 and IMAP before and how those all worked, but this depends on what your provider has. Now, normally they are either downloaded onto your computer and that's where they are. They're then wiped off a server, or in fact, some of them actually store them online on a server. So what does OMail do to make it stand out from the crowd? Like we've said before, with OMail, we have our own dedicated service in-house. This means that they are not, nobody else are using those servers. We haven't subbed them out or anything like that. They are dedicated servers just for OMail and OnPassive. It also means that the only way that people can access their OMails is to be a member of OnPassive. It is a requirement. And why is this a requirement? Because we want to guarantee that every single person that uses OMail is a real person. Now, this brings me on to the next part of what I wanted to talk about with OMail with you guys. Knowing that anybody who sends anything from OMail, so it's omail.ai, and you receive it from omail.ai, it's comforting to know that that is a real person that has been verified by OnPassive, that they are not a bot, they are not a spammer, they are not a hacker or anything like that, that they are a bona fide and real person. Now, I'm going to first go to Andy Burks and then over to Ivy. But Andy, from a business point of view, knowing that you are receiving something from a person who says who they are, this has got to add a lot of weight to you who is sending that and the company who is receiving it, knowing that it is who it is without them having to go through this verification process time and time again that you seem to have so many times. Every time you pick up a phone, you have to verify yourselves. But if that pre-verification is done because you are happy to receive that email from that person, again, we're talking time, aren't we?
Not only that, the security element is phenomenal, Red, because as I mentioned before, if you're sending files through to clients and those clients are part of OMail as well, you've got a company sending it direct to the client knows full well where it's come from and that it is secure, and he can open it or put it into his lockbox and know that nobody else has got access to it, and he's the only one that can have a look at that information. That's a phenomenal part of security for any business. But when it comes to financial services, you're so limited to what you can and can't send through on an email to a client. But if you're both on OMail, you can send through whatever you like. So it's not just time saving.
Thanks very much, Andy. And before we move off this subject as well, I want to talk about actually sending files and data with OMail compared to other ones. But for Ivy as well, having this security blanket of knowing that it's a real person who is sending that email to you in the first place, that's got to add a little bit of comforting to you as a consumer, knowing that anything that comes from omail.ai is a real person.
Yeah, it's comforting to know. And just like Andy said, especially when all of us, which I know will be the eventual case, all of us are on OMail, you're so secured when you know it's Colin sending me an email. I'll not even think, because I know it's already been vetted and it's already been checked. It will give me a lot of peace of mind.
Thanks very much. And Collins, just run us through how OMail is going to make sure that these people are real people. Just unmute yourself, mate.
So we already talked about the security and the check with the AI that is behind the OMail. So as you move down the line, we know every record is stored in the database, and there is no way, no matter what you are doing, you think they will not check, because the system is there, is automated, and is driven by AI. So whatever you do, it is already there. They have log files that can check this. They have a lot of mechanism within OMail, because whatever you do from the front end, it goes to the database. And that is the mechanism where everything is being checked and verified and validated. We're talking about, the facial recognition that will come again, because OnPassive is a real business. It must be real people. So all of those checks are already there. A lot of them we don't even know about, but you can't escape it, because there's level of security, right up to the data center. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it there.
Thanks very much, Collins. Now let's go back to sending and receiving information with OMail. Now, let's go back to normal mail providers. Now, if you are sending a file or photographs or videos, there's a limit because of the amount of information, size of the file, all the rest of it. And on many occasions with many providers, you have to either download them onto file sharers, or you have to convert them, or all sorts of pains that you have to go through to send people. And I know from a user point of view, around Christmas, what does everyone want to do? Send loads of photographs and send lots of videos of you enjoying yourself. And you can't do it on your mobile phone because it's too big. So you think, I know, I'll send an email. Guess what happens? They're too big for those emails as well. Then you have to buy something or download something just to get these photos and videos to someone else. And it's hassle, hassle, hassle. So what have OMail done to make things different? They have enabled us to be able to share files directly from email to email, regardless of what size they are, including working videos within its email content. Now, we're going to get on to templates and what is provided within the setup of writing the emails in a moment. But to be able to have the ability to send a file from one email to another email, regardless of what format it is in, and then the recipient being able to convert it directly from that email without having to download anything. Again, this makes it far superior to anything else that is out there in the marketplace. Now, first off, Andy, sending emails with information from business to business is probably the core reason why emails are sent. To have this ease of being able to send files in different formats to another recipient, and then to be able to then open it directly from the email without having to send it to a converter or to download anything. Again, this has got to be an added bonus and a reason why businesses will love OMail.
Absolutely. Clients use different systems, companies use different systems. So you know, they send you a file, and then half the time you have to download the file and then find something to use to open it. It's, quite frankly, a pain in the proverbial. But more importantly, when you're sending information to a client, you have to send maybe 2 or 3 different emails, because the file sizes that you're trying to send are way too big. And you don't want to use a Dropbox or a mail drop service, because at the end of the day, the files are meant for the client. The security becomes an issue. So you're sending, you know, 2, 3, 4, even 10 emails to one person with little snippets of file, so that you can send them, and they don't have to then have this issue with, oh, it's too big, it's got to go into mail. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the system being able to then convert each file into something you've got on your computer without having to download it, even better. Absolutely.
Fantastic. And Ivy, from a user's point of view, sending Auntie Tracy all your videos at Christmas and pictures on one email, that's got to be user friendly, hasn't it?
It's user friendly. Even a basic thing at times, like a driver's license. I've had times when I could not upload it because of either the person could not open it, and it's going to be the most user-friendly thing at this time of the year and forever anyway.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, you know, we are running through the bits of what OMail can do here for you guys out there, and running through what mail in general can do, and really trying to differentiate why OMail is going to be such a game changer. Now, you know, we know all the major players of mail providers out there, but they're all very, very samey. Yes, Proton Mail is end-to-end encrypted, and that does stack it against the rest of it. But again, with that, you have to pay. You know, you get to a certain amount, you have to then pay for more addresses. One beauty about OMail that we failed to mention right at the beginning is this service for users is absolutely free. 0. It's not going to be spammed with adverts. It's not going to be anything like that. It is a free service that is given to its users by OnPassive. If you are in the ecosystem of OnPassive, you will have free use of this OMail service. So not only is it head and shoulders above many of its competitors because of what the functionality of it can do, but also it is completely free, guys. And I was reading reports that they are looking at charging mail providers out there. I won't mention which ones, but in the coming months and years, just if you had a free version, then you have to upgrade and you have to pay. So let's move on then now about mails in general. Do emails expire? That's a very good question. Some email providers have the facility where individuals' mails can be expired after a particular time. Now, with OMail, I believe that they have the functionality of exactly the same. You can prerequisite how long that mail will stay on in front of you. So Collins, just talk us through a little bit about how this works, please.
Yeah, yes, right. That's a good question, because one of the things we are looking is the space within our server and the data and the database. So for instance, you keep mail that you cannot keep a mail in a certain number of years, or say 10, 15 years to come, and you want to retrieve that mail. Some provider will not give you that. And I believe it will same like OnPassive. They will give limited time, because remember, we're talking about space here, volume, number of users. So there will be limited time in order to save space within the database and the servers and everything, so it can run smoothly.
Thanks very much for that. Okay, here's an interesting one: is can emails be unsent? Now, this depends on your email provider. Some email providers have an option to set the time for unsending emails. Now, I know, and you guys know as well, that with OMail, because we are sending OMail, if you are sending OMail from an OMail provider to another OMail provider, you can actually retrieve that email even once it is sent. Now, there is very, very few that have this option out there. Obviously, if it goes externally to another provider, then unfortunately that won't be an option. But if you are sending an OMail to another OMail provider recipient, then you will have that option. And again, we all make mistakes, don't we, Andy? And I'm sure in business, how many times have you made the mistake of going, damn, I wish I'd never sent that?
It's not just that you've sent it to the wrong person or the message. And in certain circumstances, it can get a little bit embarrassing when you're sending the wrong thing to the wrong person. So it's always a good additional extra that you can have. Yeah.
Fantastic. And Ivy as well, I'm sure from just a straight user point of view as well, mistakes are made, aren't they? And if you can rectify that mistake before the recipient has opened it, then it's got to save a bit of face.
Yes, at times too, you send a hasty reply, so you want to retrieve those ones, and so it will be a very good feature.
Fantastic. And obviously up here, look, we were talking about the sizes of files that were sent, and like we said, Gmail, Hotmail and Rediff Mail, they limit the size of the email messages you can send, but obviously with OMail doesn't come into it.
If you think about this, Red, sorry to interrupt, but if you think about this, one of the biggest problems I've got is I've got loads of photographs on or photos on iCloud, right? But the problem I've had is that it seems to have disappeared on iCloud, and I've no clue as to why. So what would be really good for me would be to be able to send all of my photos through in one go off iCloud, close it down and not have to worry about using it again. Yeah. And save it on a hard drive and on my computer. And then I've got it saved. They're my photos anyway. But at the moment, what I'm having to do is to send 50 here, 25 there. You know, and I've when you've got 8,000 photos, it's time consuming.
Yeah, I bet it is. So we're going to talk a little bit now about templates. Now, templates are designed to make life easier for the user. Obviously, some mail providers have templates involved with them, but we have seen OMail. We have seen what it can do, and there is an awful lot of templates there for the user that we can use to make our lives easier. We can just add personal parts to it, but the initial templates are there, and you can actually make up your own templates and to save them so that you can reuse them all the time. Now, first of all, I'm going to go to Andy Burks here from the business perspective of templates. Now, I certainly know that in the business world, when you are sending out generic emails to clients for various reasons, you have to have this great big list of different templates and all the rest of it. And with OMail, if they have designated templates ready to do for you, if you have a drop down and you can select your business or occupation and they're all there, again, if they are done for you before you get there, then again, isn't that going to be something that customer businesses will be looking at?
Absolutely, Red. What I've had to do in the past is create Word documents with the templates, with various different templates for each required email that I'm likely to send. So I may have a library of Word documents, probably about 25 to 30 different ones. So I have to open the right Word document, then copy paste it into the email. Oh my word, if we had the template facility, it would be so much easier. Click on the template, thank you, it comes up, sign it, bye, bang. Yes, time, everything about business is time saving, particularly with financial services. If you think about it, the only time a consultant will make money is if it's in front of a client. The rest of it is work that has to be done, but it's time wasted. The more time you can spend in front of a client, the more opportunity you have to earn money. So anything that allows a consultant to save time would make them more money. Absolutely.
Fantastic. And I'm going to go to Collins in a moment. Ivy, having templates, we're not talking just business here. They have happy birthday templates. They have congratulations templates with all of the moving bits and pieces already done for you. If you just put your name to it and send it to whoever you want to send it to, not only does it look good, but it also has a very personal effect, doesn't it, to the person who's the recipient of that email. So is that something that you as a user would use, do you think, or is it not your thing?
I will overuse it because and because we always think it's meant for great people like Collins and, the tech people, they are too techy. So if everything is made simple for us, I would overuse it.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I think that people, I mean, above all, I think people are going to have a lot of fun with OMail. Everything's been set up for the user. In fact, every single product of OnPassive is set up with the user in mind. Everything is there in front of you. You don't have to navigate off. It is all there in front of you to be used. And I believe that when we get hold of OMail and it's available to the customer as well as us as well, we are going to have so much fun with it. It really is going to be great to see it. But it's not just stopping there, is it, Collins? Even though we know what OMail can do for us right now, we know the features, we know how it's all going to work. The tech guys who have designed OMail, they're not going to just stop there, are they? They're going to continue.
Yes, right. That's true, because we're talking about technology, because technology evolves every time new things are happening, and they will never stop. Because again, what we will see now, the OMail we will use now, give it 1 year, you will not even believe the OMail you are saying, because a lot of features will be added, a lot of things will be happening, and it will just make our lives so easy, especially the users, the life so easy in a way that we'll even imagine. So they will never stop, because when they stop, what would they be doing in Hyderabad? You just have to keep on improving, bringing new functionality, integrating them, whatever it takes and whatever the user wants, they will do it within OMail and other products.
Fantastic. Now, here's a fantastic feature that OMail will have as well. And I know myself definitely will be overusing this one, is how to enable automatic spell checking. Now, with OMail, you'll be able to go into the options tabs and then click always check spelling before sending. Now, I have had to download grammar and spell checks onto my computer so that it does this for me, but it's actually not part of the mail provider. But having this ability for the mail to check the spelling and grammar before it gets sent, it's certainly going to give the right impressions, and impressions count in business, don't they, Andy?
First impressions are lasting impressions, Red. So at the end of the day, if you don't make the right first impression, your business is dead before you start. And the number of times I've received emails that are with misspellings, I can't tell you. And it doesn't look good when you're trying to be professional, especially in front of a new client. Absolutely.
And Ivy, from a personal point of view, you know, general users aren't necessarily good spellers, good at grammar and all the rest of it. But if you have an automated AI device working in the background just for you to make you look really good before you send that email off, that's got to be a winner.
It's definitely going to be. Can you imagine one day my own name? I put two V's. I didn't see, it was a quick one. I was so embarrassed, and I wish there was a spell check just for my name. So I think that all of us would agree with it, that we don't know how to spell. We've been out of school for so long, and some words, you know, just the I and the E's, we get mixed up with it at times. So if we have the spell check, it will be really good.
Fantastic. Now
it also doesn't help if you're dyslexic.
This is also very true, mate.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on to the last topic then before we wrap this one up on OMail. And we're going to look at how to search for text within a message. But I'm going to expand on this as well about searching within your email as well. Now, you can open the message and press F4 to bring up the search dialog box and click and find and enter a new search criteria. Now, we know with OMail, for instance, that it has full search capabilities within your own email client. Now, I know I use it all the time now within my own email, but if it is AI driven and it's going to help you, as soon as you start typing, it's going to automatically bring up words, etc., like this again. You know, this is going to help on the time consuming. So first off to Collins, the technical side of, can you explain to us the technical side of how this searching works within an email?
Yeah, so we have something like partial and full search functionality. So the way the code works behind, if you just code it the way you can start, for instance, I want to search for Andy Burke. I just said, once I start Andy, it will bring all the Andy, you know, everything will just return the result, whatever is in the database, the name. And the moment I continue to get a full search, it will just bring the same name. It will just bring Andy. But again, before you search, we have to remember that whatever is not in the database, you can't search for it. If it's not there, you've not saved it, you've not created it, the record will not be in the database. You can only search what is already in the database and what is, you know, you've already added them on your email. And that's as simple as that, the way I can explain it.
Fantastic. It all sounds way above my pay grade. I have no idea. All I want to know is if I am looking for something in my email, I go to that search box and I put it in and it pops up. Ivy, you must have had used this function before on your own emails.
Yes, at times I do need it. At times I just remember one word or like a topic. And to scroll through emails I received 5 months ago, it's an impossibility. So you just type in, if you were talking about chicken, or you were talking about some recipes, or you were talking about any business, I just typing it in. If that is going to help, that would be a great feature.
Fantastic. And last off then to Andy, as far as the business is concerned, businesses get thousands, hundreds and thousands of emails every single day onto their servers about all sorts of things. To have this searchability, to be able to pinpoint what mail you are after, that again makes you much more organized.
Oh, absolutely. But if you're able to put in a text as part of the from the email itself that you've sent or you're looking for, well, yeah, absolutely. Everything is down to time saving, Red.
Thanks very much. Okay, guys, then we've come to the end of this session on OMail. I hope it's been informative to all of you out there, not only to run through what mails in general do, but also what OMail can do for you. If you are not a OnPassive user, OMail will be with you very, very shortly. Keep checking onpassive.com, okay, to get your hands on your very own OMail. You will love what the features are. You will love the functionality of it. And above all, it is absolutely free. I'd like to personally thank Andy Burks, Colin Manor and Ivy Mix from the States for being on the panel with me on this session of OnPassive products. Next week, we will be looking at another one of the fantastic OnPassive products. Would love to see you here again on Thursday. That's it from me. Have a very good day, evening, wherever you are. Bye for now.